Welcome to Bamzooki. We have got a couple of brilliant teams for you today, both of them desperate to grab victory. Rich, should I really ask what's going on? Why is Bernard on his back?
He's just lying around, Jake.
Great. Right, let's crack on with today's show and meet our first team who are hoping to avenge a rather nasty defeat.
In the year 2005, the town of Binfield suffered a humiliating defeat.
The pride of Binfield has been hurt, and we, the 3Bs, are here to avenge our brothers and put Binfield back on the map.
The time is ripe for revenge.
In the relay, guys, we need to make sure that all our Zooks are good at different contests.
Little Nose isn't really good at speed, but it might be strong too.
Well, we've got block pushed, so we'll never know until we try.
We will not fail Binfield. Victory will be ours through strength and honour.
For a strong Zook, you need it to be heavy and you need good traction.
Training is the key. Success depends on it.
If Big Tank's going to have a thick body, it's going to need thick legs to hold up the thick body.
Let us march to the studio and become legends of Bamzooki!
Defending the honour of Binfield, we have Big Tank 2, Square Cylops, Little Nose, and Spiky Punk.
Well, your Zooks look very similar, lads. I suppose the exception will be Big Tank 2, who has got massive legs. Freddie, tell me about those amazing legs.
Well, they're layered one underneath each other, so when he's still, he looks like he's got 6, but he's actually got 12. So he's got twice the pushing power.
And, gentlemen, which Zook do you reckon you're most proud of?
Square Cylops.
Definitely.
All right. Well, the very best of luck, and it's now time to meet your opponents. And they had a very extreme way of approaching Bamzooki.
Do you know why we called the JS Squad?
JS Squad!
We designed Omnicom to push things. We messed about with his turning sharpness and smoothness. His sharpness ended up as 75 and smoothness as 50. When we did that, it can turn like 180 degrees, so all the way round without stopping.
Datex's movement is different to all our other Zooks because his legs go higher and they move a further distance. If it was in a football team, it'd probably be the substitute because he can play anywhere.
Stinger and Maybe have both got pointed feet. Stinger is quite low to the ground and his legs are quite big. It allows him just to run over the hurdles just like he's running on the floor.
Extreme Zooks! Don't mess with them. All of us. Because we're the JS Squad.
And clambering into the studio today, we have Datex, Omnicom, Stinger, and maybe 2.
JS Squad. Now, you've got spiky hair and you've got some pretty spiky Zooks as well. One of you Zooks without any spikes, though, is Omnicom. Now, he is a big brute of a Zook. What's he for, Jack?
It's for pushing blocks and stuff because he's the strongest Zook that we've got in our team.
And have you used the Zook kit to make sure that he really is as strong as you think?
Yeah, we went on the website and we found out he used to be a record breaker, but he's not anymore.
Well, very best of luck on today's Bamzooki, guys. Fingers crossed for you. And you know what it's time for now? It's time for the first contest. I love this first contest, guys. This is Zookette Seize and Freeze. Every time your chosen Zook touches a Zookette, it's going to stand still. The team that seizes and freezes the most Zookettes the fastest is going to be the winner. Now, listen up to my tips, OK? You need a fast Zook, you need an agile Zook, but don't pick a small Zook or it might get a little bit caught up. For the first time today, you've got a big decision. Pick a Zook, go on.
Well, now that the teams have seen each other's Zooks, let's see how that affects their choices.
Stinger might be good for this one.
They choose fast, why don't we choose manoeuvrable?
Datex's turning isn't the best.
How do we know they're not going to save Datex until later on in the game?
I say Stinger.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to go for Square Cylops. All agree? Okay. Fine.
Stinger.
OK, boys, back you come.
Zookette Season Freeze first up, and first up for the 3Bs, it's Square Cylops. Can he seize the day, or will Stinger freeze in his tracks for the JS in red?
Cheers, Rich. Well, Square Cylops is on the table, but Joe, I'm quite interested to find out what you think of your opponent's choice of Zook.
Well, I thought Square Cylops was a good choice, but Spiky Punk would have done a lot better.
You would have gone for Spiky Punk. Well, let's see how Square Cylops does. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Well, this is where we find out if Square Cylops is indeed the right choice for Zookette Season Freeze. He's got one, and, well, here comes another one to get himself frozen. He scores 2, but he's a little bit small. He's got a third one, but I can't see him getting round and getting any more. I think it's only going to be 3 scored.
Guys, I'm afraid to say, Square Cylops he kind of got caught up there on the third Zookette, and unfortunately, you only scored 3. But it might be enough. It all depends on whether Stinger stings the opposition. Let's find out. Once again, let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Well, all Stinger needs to do is freeze 4 of our little Zookettes, and he's got the contest won for the JS squad, and you've got to say he's made a great start. 3 done already, and I reckon this could be the 4th. Yes, it is. He's already won it, and he can rub salt into their wounds. He's got 5. It's all over for the 3 Bs. There goes the klaxon. JS squad take it.
Well played, JS squad. Stinger only got 5, which wasn't all of them, but it was enough to take the victory, which means that you're winning 1-0 as we start our second contest. And there they are, teams, the blocks that stand between you and victory in the second contest. Bernard, Nosy, off you go, demonstrate the game to us. And Sam, you can make your way down to the end so you can see just how tall those poles at the end are. Now, you might think this is a really easy game, but trust me, OK, I've seen many teams have problems on this. Unless you pick an accurate Zook, you're going to come a cropper. Teams, off you go. Go on.
Well, the Greens struggled to reach a decision for the first game. Is this going to be any easier?
Let's choose something big and heavy that's good for pushing things over.
Well, we're definitely not going to use Maybes. He's not got enough power.
Big Tank, he can't miss. His legs are out like a Concorde's wings. He can't miss.
I say that text will run straight into the pole and no chance of it knocking it down.
I would go for Big Tank.
Use that text, though.
Interesting decisions. Back you come, guys. Come on.
Well, a couple of right bruisers lining up for Zookum down. Big Tank 2 for the 3 Bs. What happened to Big Tank 1? We can only guess. And in the red corner, it's Datex. It looks like an angry pincushion.
He does actually, Rich. Do you know what? We've got a couple of really brutal-looking Zooks here. The question is, are they accurate enough to cope with Zookum down? Let's find out. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Well, they've got to be accurate and they've got to be strong, and they're both off to a good start. Getting a little bit tangled up there as they make their way to the second pole, and it's Datex. He's got his second pole down, and what is Big Tank 2 doing? Well, not very well is the answer to that, as Datex makes his way to pole number 3. Big Tank 2, frankly, it's embarrassing. 3 down for Datex. He makes his way for the 4th, and Big Tank 2 is still spinning round and around his second pole. It's 4 down now for Datex, surely all over. And now he's got himself caught behind a block. And this really is dragging on a little bit now, possibly for the first time in my life. I'm running out of interesting things to say. Datex has knocked down the green pole. Exciting, but not really leading to the conclusion of the game, which we all desire. Hang on a minute. Breaking news. Big Tank 2 has got one down. Datex is still stuck. Oh, my goodness. He's going for the line. He's got to the final one. He's stolen it. Oh, Jake, have you ever seen anything like it?
3 Bs. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the all-time great Babzuki comebacks. Jack, you're wiping the saliva from your face. Congratulations. It's 1-1 as we enter the third contest. So our third challenge today, lads, is all about getting to the end as quick as is possible. Now, Sam, if you could just lead us down there again, I'm going to explain the way this works, because even if your Zook is fast, if it doesn't have the power to push these marbles out the way, Edward, you're really going to struggle. And the other thing you've really got to be aware of are these doors. If they catch a light Zook, they're going to send it flying. So, guys, for the final time, I'm sure you know what you want for this. Pick a Zook. Go on.
Well, the Reds will have had their confidence knocked. Let's see if that affects their next decision.
They've already used their strong one last time.
Maybe two. He isn't really good at anything.
Would maybe be able to get through them as quick as Omnicom.
The little nose can push things out the way.
I'd say Omnicom.
Spiky Punk could just push through them.
Omnicom then.
Spiky Punk.
OK, guys, back you come for the third contest.
Well, with the contest finally balanced, this next choice could prove crucial, and the 3Bs have gone for Spiky Punk. He's small. Meanwhile, completely the opposite for JS Squad, the massive Omnicom.
Cheers, Rich. I have to say, I love the paint job on Spiky Punk. I think he looks brilliant, but is he going to be big enough to cope with Zook marbles? I'm not so sure. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Well, is he big enough? Only time will tell. And, well, look at this start from Omnicom. Absolutely blasting through the huge balls. No problem at all. And Spiky Punk, well, he's got caught up there and been given a right whack by one of the doors. It's a little too easy for Omnicom. 2 on the Reds.
Well, look at that. Omnicom just demolished it, Jack. Are you excited by watching that?
Yep. You knew he'd win.
Well, congratulations. And it means, as we enter today's final, the JS Squad are in the lead. Well, here it is, lads. The pretty daunting-looking Bamzuki final. Now, as you can see, there are 4 very distinct obstacles for your Zooks to take on here. And I want you to really think about what you've learned on today's Bamzuki. Which Zooks have really impressed you? Which Zooks haven't necessarily impressed you quite as much? Think about it, think what you've learned, and then work out which Zook you want to take on, which leg for you. Off you go and do that. And while you do, I'm very excited to find out who is taking on today's Lap Leaderboard Challenge.
Well, it's one of the stars of River City.
Shell Suit Zook.
Yep, it's Stephen Purden, otherwise known as Bob Adams.
Just adding the final touches to it. Just getting the leg movement right. This Zook's going to be a winner. Go on, Shell Suit Zook. Come on, quicker, come on. Faster, come on. Come on, Shell Suit Zook, move, come on. Push it, come on, push it. Go on. 16.5. How'd I do, Rich?
Well, Stephen, you've beaten Bernard, so that's good. How does 6th place sound?
6 is not bad, that's good.
Yeah, 6th isn't bad, but I tell you what, it isn't first. And that is what both of these teams are desperate for in today's Bamzuki final. Rich, talk us through the lineup.
Well, first leg is Big Tank 2 up against Omnicom. Second leg, we got Spiky Punk up against Stinger. Third leg, it's Square Cylops against Maybe 2. And the final leg, Little Nose, not seen him before, against Artex.
There you go. If your Zooks can move as quick as Rich can speak, you're going to be just fine. Very best of luck to both teams. Let's do it. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Ready?
Come on!
And away goes Omnicom with that 1 second lead. Makes good use of it. Tag Stinger. Both teams trying to get through those turnstiles, but it's Stinger who's over the hurdle first. He tags Maybe 2, and he tags Dartex, and that is a win for the JS Squad.
3Bs, so unlucky. Spiky Punk just got stuck there on the turnstile, but JS Squad, congratulations. You are coming back for the semi-final, and you've got your hands on some gorgeous Bamzuki pictures, and I have to say at the end there, Datex was absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you think that you could design a Zook as quick as Datex, then why don't you log on to the website, bbc.co.uk/cbbc, and see how quick yours can be. Rich, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
There's only one way to find out who else is going to be in the Bamzuki final. Do not move.
A lesson in chicken road safety. Look left and right before crossing, but don't forget to look up.
Why would you want to look up, Rich?
Because of this. Oh, chicken nuggets for tea again.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, time to crack on with today's show, and this first team have got a little something to teach us.
Ballet teaches us strength and balance.
Even footballers have done ballet.
There are 2 sides to our scars. Our Zooks are just as tough.
I think what makes a good Zook is teamwork, because then you've got all the effort from everyone to make a Zook.
First position.
We were trying to make Bungo look groovy by making loads of patterns on him. Second position. When we was building Fungi, we used the mirror image on his legs so it would be accurate and it would save us time. Third position. At first he was flipping over, so we lowered his back legs to make him more stable. for position.
As his 2 front legs hold him up, his 2 back legs push him along.
He's quite good at block push and he's really strong. I think Fungi is the best Zook and we're definitely going to win.
There's only one position we're going to be in, Bamzuki. First!
And here are their 4 prima ballerinas. Chili, Superstar, Rainbow, and Fungi.
So, girls, we've met Fungi, but you've also got 3 really interesting-looking Zooks here. I'm really interested in Rainbow. I mean, if you could win a prize for it being a lovely colour, you would have won already. But is it going to be a useful Zook, do you think?
Well, if Rainbow flipped over, he could work on both sides because his legs flip over as well.
Girls, welcome to Bamzuki. Very best of luck, and it's now time to meet the team you're up against, and they will be hoping to swim all the way to victory.
We may look and sound the same, but we are actually very different. We are Double Trouble. That Big is very strong and powerful. That Big would be good at pushing and shoving. Logbeast has paddle spikes on the back because when he leaps forward, they make him bounce and rather than making him tip over. Gliding Lava has a leg movement, a cross between butterfly and breaststroke. Tough Guy has 12 legs. He can also turn 45-degree angle.
You better watch out, because our Zooks are going to cause you all sorts of trouble.
And splashing down in the studio we have Logbeast, Fat Big, Gliding Lava, and Tough Guy.
So, Double Trouble, we've just met all of your Zooks, but I'm particularly interested in focusing on a square Zook. I mean, we've never seen one before. What's the thinking behind Logbeast, James?
Because I created one that was kind of square, so you could just, like, push obstacles out of the way.
What about Gliding Lava? What do you think he's going to be good at?
He has a butterfly-type movement and breaststroke as well. So he lifts his body up and pushes it forwards and repeats it again and again.
Nice demonstration, Daniel. Let's hope the Zook moves as well as you. Let's crack on with the show because it's now time for the first contest. So, teams, the aim of Zook 'em Off at the pass is for your Zook to race to the finish line before your opponent. But how are you going to avoid these massive holes in the table? Now, you could go for a tiny Zook that's going to creep past the opponent and get to the end first, or you could go for a big, hulking Zook that's going to ram its way through and smash their opponents into the holes. It's a tricky decision, not an easy one. Pick your first Zooks. Go on.
Well, after eyeing up each other's Zooks, which way are the teams going to go?
If Rainbow gets put against that Big, Rainbow doesn't stand a chance. Can't really trust him sometimes because he keeps slipping over. If we choose Logbeast, he can probably turn quite sharply. Why don't we go for Chili? Logbeast? Yeah. All agreed? Yep, Chili.
Back you come, teams. Come on, it's time for some action.
I tell you what, I wouldn't like either of these Zooks running at me with a sheer drop on either side. For the jazzy Zooks, we've got Chili, and Double Trouble have gone for Logbeast. No idea why they called him that.
Cheers, Rich. Now, Double Trouble, very quickly. Are you worried there's only 2 of you versus 4 of them?
No, we're not worried.
No, OK, cool. Nice and confident. Best of luck to both teams. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Go on, Chili.
And off we go, and straight away you can tell that Chili is the quicker of the 2 Zooks. Logbeast very slow, but here comes a moment of impact. Bang! And look at this! Hey-ho, news just in. Chili is definitely the stronger of the 2 Zooks. He's pushing Logbeast ever closer to the red line. Surely Chili is going to get his leg over the line and win this. Unbelievable stuff, though. He seems to have spun round and he's not quite made it. Hang on, he's pushing him the wrong way now. He needs to get untangled and get over that line, or we could be here all day, and that would be a disaster. Believe you me, I can't see this is ever going to... Oh, he's over the line! He's done it.
Oh, do you know what? Unlucky Logbeast, a good performance, but Chili was hot stuff. Jazzy Zooks, congratulations. You certainly look very happy, and you're taking a 1-0 lead as we start the second contest. OK, Bernard Nosey, off you go and demonstrate Zouk Wobble. Now, this is one of my favourite games, but it's also a really big test for your Zouks. Now, just wander down to the end, Daniel, so we can see what you've got to do. OK, guys, you've got to bash through all of these balls right here, but also make sure that you avoid the wobbly obstacles. A big Zouk's good, but also an agile Zouk. Off you go and make your second choice. Go on.
Well, the Greens have a win under their belt, but it doesn't make deciding any easier.
Or they might use Tough Guy. He looks quite... Yeah, Big Fat Beast just might be a bit big. No. He'll be able to push all of them out of the way. If they wanted to go on the wobbly bits, they could just jump over the wobbly bits. I would choose Tough Guy. Yeah, you've got a good point there. Should we go for Fun Guy? I think he'll be better than Rainbow. Tough Guy? Okay. Let's go. Let's just do Fun Guy. Yeah.
Interesting decisions. Come on, teams, let's go.
Well, we've got another couple of cracking Zouks lining up here. We've got Fun Guy for the Jazzy Zouks, and in red, we've got Tough Guy. You know what, Jake? I love these guys.
They look great, don't they? Cheers, mate. Now, Clea, after the last round, you were elated with your victory. Do you think the boys have chosen a good Zouk in Tough Guy?
I think they probably have, yeah.
All right, well, let's see how both the Zouks get on. Let's start the countdown. 3, 2, 1...
Well, this is going to be interesting because neither of these Zouks is particularly big. I think they might struggle on this. And, well, both have made quite a slow start. Both of them only a few inches from where they started. Tough Guy took a bit of a belt there, but he's showing now. Oh, he's taken another clattering blow. Really? Oh, my goodness! Oh, disaster for Double Trouble. Tough Guy is off the table. Now, what that means is that Fun Guy has got to finish the course for the Jazzy Zouks to win it. If he doesn't finish, it's a draw, and nobody wants a draw. So let's see how he gets on. As I was saying earlier, he really doesn't look like the greatest design, but he's still on the table. That's one more than Tough Guy is. Can he make it to the finish? He's got to try and get between those two obstacles, having no luck. Goodness me, we could be here all day. Come on, Fun Guy, we've got another contest to get through. He's found the gap. He's done it. He got there in the end.
Do you know what? 2 wins on the spin for you girls. That was so unlucky. I mean, the Zouk looked fantastic. He had loads of legs, but he couldn't quite stay on the table, which means that the Jazzy Zouks have got a 2-0 lead as we enter the third contest. Now, teams, I'm sure you know what to expect from this Bamzooki Classic Zouk breakout. But in case you've forgotten, let me tell you, your Zouk has got to race to the end, grab hold of the target, then get back again before our nasty house Zouks Fing and Fang get hold of you. Now, you need some speed. You also need a bit of manoeuvrability. It's a big final decision. Off you go.
Well, the girls may be 2-0 up, but they've still got to choose wisely.
I don't think we should use Superstar because Fing and Fang could easily catch his legs. If they chose Superstar, that could be a possible weakness. If we're not going to do Superstar, that would only really leave us a Rainbow. With Fat Big, who's got a bit of a problem turning around. Let's go for Rainbow. Go another?
Come on back, teams. It's time for the third contest.
Is there a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Well, there will be for the Jazzy Zouks if Rainbow can make this 3-0. Meanwhile, that would mean big trouble for Double Trouble. Can Gliding Lava save them?
Who knows, Rich? How big are these cages? Now, Daniel, are you at all worried? You're 2-0 down and Rainbow looks like a fast Zouk.
Not really.
Well, best of luck to both of the teams. Let's start the countdown. 3, 2, 1...
And off goes Zouk Breakout, and well, have a look at this. Rainbow is extraordinarily quick. Gliding Lava, very slow. Fang has been released, or is it Fing? Well, frankly, who cares, because Rainbow is back at the box. That is 3-0.
Double trouble. I'm afraid to say it's 3 defeats on the spin for you, and you're still battling there against Fing or Fang or one of the others. And as Rainbow explodes the box at the other end, congratulations. You girls are 3-0 up. It's time for the final. So in front of us, teams, are 4 pretty ordinary challenges, but when you combine these 4 together, they become the very tough Bamzooki final. Now, you've got a big decision to make. Which Zouks do you want to take which leg of the final? Have a think about that. And while you do that, Rich, let's talk about today's lap leaderboard challenge. Who's taking it on?
Well, today, Jake, we've got BBC weatherman John Hammond.
Well, it sure is going to be a lovely day out there. It's going to feel like spring, but in from the west is going to come Lightning Strike. It's going to burn up the opposition. Come on, Lightning Strike, you're going to take over the world. OK, that last leg on there, and I think we are ready, Lightning Strike, to tear up the opposition like a whirlwind. Come on, come on. Why can't you go any faster? Turn left, left, left. Keep going, keep going. Come on, Lightning Strike. Come on, come on. No, 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 no. 21 seconds. Oh, dear, oh, dear. How did I do?
Well, the outlook's pretty bleak, John. Only good enough for 8th.
Oh, no. Still, at least I beat Nosy.
The thing is, though, John, so has everybody else. Right, Rich, give us the lineups.
Well, first up, it's Fun Guy against... Wow, look at that big fat Zook. Wonder what he's called. Oh, it's Fat Big. Second leg, Chili against Gliding Lava. Third leg, Superstar against Tough Guy. And Rainbow and Log Beast see us through.
Rich, thank you very much. Now, Jazzy Zooks, you've got a 3-0 lead going into the final. But double trouble, we've seen teams come back from 3-0 down and storm to victory before. Best of luck to both of you. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1...
And off goes Fun Guy with that 3-second lead. But here comes Fat Big. He's big and fat. But Chili has been tagged and makes his way into the revolving doors. But oh, he's been flipped round by the revolving doors. A disaster for the Jazzy Zooks. Can Gliding Lava take advantage of this? The answer at the moment seems to be no. Never mind. Gliding Lava is stuck in the wrong revolving door. And Chili is doing the dying fly. A disaster. The 3 seconds has been well and truly made up. But look at this. Chili on his back is going over the hurdle. But Gliding Lava has gone over. He's tagged Tough Guy. Tough Guy tags Log Beast. And Log Beast sort of quite slowly makes his way towards the finish line. Look, Chili is still on his back. It's all over for the Jazzy Zooks. But Double Trouble, well, they're making the most of this lead. And Log Beast has very slowly snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Well, Log Beast got there in the end. Girls, you look distraught. I'm so sorry. You were in the lead, but unfortunately, Chili let you down. But thank you so much for coming down here. In Double Trouble, your designs deserve that victory. And don't forget, you, of course, can log onto our website, bbc.co.uk/CBBC, and you too can download some top designs. Rich, give us a quick joke. Go on.
Knock, knock.
Oh, we ran out of time. See you next time. Bye-bye.
This Halloween week, Terror has found a new home, the Sofa of Scariness. But from here, you can watch vampires